If you've been following the news in South Africa lately, you've probably heard the term Commission of Inquiry, but let's be honest, sometimes the language used around these things, terms of reference, subpoena, advocate, it can feel like a secret code, completely out of reach for the ordinary person. In this video, I'll break down exactly what a Commission of Inquiry is, and my goal is simple, to make sure you, the citizen or resident, have a clear, helpful understanding of what's going on, why it matters, and how the whole thing works. Think of this as your plain language guide to one of the most important tools the government has for seeking the truth. So what is it? A Commission of Inquiry is essentially a high-level independent investigation established by the President of South Africa. It's usually set up when there's a matter of significant public concern, controversy, or an incident that requires a deep, unbiased dive into the facts. Crucially, it's not a court of law. It doesn't find people guilty of crimes or hand out jail sentences. Instead, its primary purpose is to establish facts, investigate allegations, and ultimately to make recommendations to the President on what action should be taken. The legal basis for these commissions comes from the Commissions Act, or, in some cases, the Constitution itself. This law gives the President the power to appoint the Commission and define what it must investigate. This definition is known as the Terms of Reference. It's the Commission's official instruction manual. For example, a Commission's Terms of Reference would specify the exact allegations, events, or institutions it must investigate, and what questions it must answer. A Commission of Inquiry involves a few key roles. The Commissioner or Commissioners. This is the head of the inquiry, usually a highly respected figure, often a retired or sitting judge or other legal expert. They are the chief investigator and decision maker for the Commission, evidence leaders and legal teams. These are the lawyers who conduct the main investigation. They gather documents, lead the questioning of witnesses, and ensure all relevant information is put on record. Witnesses. These are the people with information relevant to the inquiry's terms. They are called to give testimony under oath. Lying under oath is a serious offence, just like in a court of law. Affected parties. Individuals or institutions being investigated or whose reputation might be affected have the right to be represented by their own legal teams and to cross-examine witnesses. The process is designed to be transparent, which is why you often see the hearings broadcast live to the public. The life cycle of a commission follows a clear structured path, appointment and terms. The President formally appoints the commissioner or commissioners and issues the terms of reference, officially starting the clock. Information gathering. The Commission's team begins their work. They have significant powers. They can subpoena, that means legally compel, people to appear and testify, and they can demand the submission of documents and evidence. Public hearings. This is the phase we often see in the news. Witnesses testify, questioned by evidence leaders, and often cross-examined by the legal representatives of other affected parties. This is done to test the credibility and truthfulness of the evidence. Report writing. Once the evidence is all heard, the Commissioner takes time to analyze everything. They write a comprehensive report detailing their findings of fact, the conclusions they draw, and their official recommendations for the President. How long do they take? The truth is, they can take a long time. High-profile complex commissions that deal with vast amounts of evidence can last for months or even years. They must be thorough to be credible, and thoroughness takes time. The length is usually dictated by the complexity of the issues and the volume of witnesses and evidence. This is arguably the most important part for you, the citizen. What is the outcome? Remember, the commission itself doesn't do anything with its findings except present them. The real impact comes after the final report is handed to the President. The President and the relevant organs of state must then decide how to act on the recommendations. These recommendations can be sweeping and might include policy and legislative changes, suggesting new laws or regulations to prevent the problems identified. Referral for prosecution. If the Commission finds evidence of criminal activity, the evidence will be formally handed over to the National Prosecuting Authority, NPA. It is then up to the NPA to decide whether to lay criminal charges. Disciplinary action, recommending that a specific person should face internal disciplinary proceedings within their job or institution. In short, a Commission of Inquiry is designed to be the first step toward accountability, justice, and reform. It sheds light on wrongdoing, but the actual action, the arrests, the prosecutions, the policy changes, must be taken by the relevant government departments and law enforcement agencies. These commissions are an essential part of our democracy. They are a mechanism for truth-seeking when public trust has been severely compromised. So, there you have it. A commission of inquiry is an independent body that investigates matters of national importance to find the facts and recommend action. It's an exercise in transparency and accountability. Next time you hear terms like terms of reference or subpoena in the news, you'll know exactly what they mean and where they fit into the bigger picture. Remember that understanding these processes isn't just for the elite or for politicians and lawyers. It's a fundamental part of being an active, informed citizen and resident. I'd love to hear from you if you think commissions of inquiry are worth the time and effort, and if, for example, you feel the current commission of inquiry that is underway will get results. I'd love to read your comments, as well as to know what other videos I should make about the South African system. Stay engaged, stay curious, and thanks for watching.